Hello everybody, welcome to Brian LCG, and today I'm going to be looking at a video that popped up today on my suggested videos. The 10 dangers of vaping you didn't know. It's going to be interesting. Yes, this video pops up on my suggested videos, and being a vapor myself, let's have a little perusal what I've got to say. I haven't seen this video yet, but I'm going to have a look now. So I'm going to give him a chance. He may prove me wrong, but we'll see.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is an important one because it's on an important topic, which is vaping. This video is sponsored by Health Canada, which is helping to support my channel, which I'm super grateful for. Plus, they're out here concerned for your health, so we decided to team up and give you some important info about vaping.
Important information about vaping. I bet it's full of misinformation, half-truths, with no facts to back up the facts that he's telling us. Supposed facts he's telling us.
For example, although e-cigarettes have been around for more than a decade, vaping rates have increased in recent years, especially among teens. In fact,
oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Going about teens vaping, right? If you're a parent, would you rather have your child smoking or vaping? Vaping is obviously a better alternative, has basically 2 to 3 base chemicals, and cigarettes have up to 3,000 to 4,000 dangerous chemicals. Which would you have every child doing? And also, recently, vaping is getting more popular, but what it doesn't mention is, well, I don't think he's going to mention, is that smoking in general is going down. Also, with teenagers, the percentage of teenagers who smoked 10, 15, 20 years ago has gone down significantly.
Data from a Health Canada survey found that 23% of students in grades 7 to 12 have tried it, and this number appears to be on the rise. For the last few years, many people, and particularly teenagers, have assumed that vaping is safe, but new research is showing that it is far from healthy. So let's get into the rapid fire facts. These are 10 dangers of vaping that you didn't know. The first is nicotine addiction. Most vaping liquids contain nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance. Vaping with nicotine can lead to nicotine addiction.
Right, alright. There we go. Oh, fucking hell. Right, show graph at side of him there. The chemical compound for nicotine. Like he knows what he's talking about. I don't think he has a clue, to be honest. It's basically in its addiction to nicotine is dangerous. Basically, nicotine on its own is about as dangerous as caffeine. Right? Whenever, the intake of caffeine in teenagers has risen over the last few years due to coffee being cheaper. You might as well say that. It's proven, let's put it this way, it's not the nicotine that's dangerous. It's the way the cigarette, or it's delivered, the combustion part of it, the leaves, the tar, the stuff in there, that's what's dangerous, not the nicotine. Nicotine addiction on its own is not dangerous, not that you take too much at one go. It's like anything. You take too much at one go. Even drinking too much water at one go can make you ill. Let's say.
The second is brain development. Now, nicotine is known to alter teen brain development and can affect memory and concentration. Exposure to nicotine during your teenage years can cause reduced impulse control, as well as cognitive and behavioral problems.
Nope, wrong again. Same again with caffeine, it's a stimulant. It actually helps stimulate the brain, if anything. Nicotine on its own, without the leaves burning, it's the chemicals from that dose the brain, not the nicotine. Nicotine is a stimulant like caffeine, so if anything, makes you slightly sharper.
The next fact is about contaminants. Now, vape devices such as vape pens work by heating up a liquid until it vaporizes. It does this by using a heating coil inside the device. But contaminants such as nickel, tin, and aluminum might get into the vaping products and then into your vapor. You don't want these in your lungs, trust me.
That's a big might, to be honest with you. Out of the chemical bases in there, vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, nicotine, flavourings. I can't see any of them in a particular way getting them heavy metals in there in any way or form whatsoever. Basically, you'd probably inhale more of them sort of toxins and nicotine, well, toxins and heavy metals walking down the street in a busy city, inhaling the air from all the built-up traffic. That contains more heavy metals and poisons than the potential toxins that he's talking about, which are the chances of your liquid being contaminated by that stuff is very, very, very small.
The next is about harmful chemicals. Now, there are also health risks linked to other chemicals that are found in vaping products. Vaping can expose you to harmful chemicals like formaldehyde and acrolein, and using vaping products with higher power and temperature settings can produce more chemicals. Some of these chemicals and contaminants are linked to negative health effects.
Nope, wrong again. They've actually done tests on it. To burn the wire, to get it to the temperatures he's talking about, is much higher than possibly the devices can do. And if it does get to that point where it's so hot that it creates some chemicals as a reaction from the heating element, it's actually so hot, so toxic to the throat, it's unvapable. It makes you want to vomit, it makes you feel sick. So such that is the case, you'd know what was happening before it happened. Again, misinformation. Lack of evidence. Is just shouting facts at you without backing it up.
Now, the next is about vaping liquids. Some of the chemicals found in vaping liquids, such as vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, are considered safe for use in products like cosmetics and sweeteners, but the long-term safety of inhaling these substances in vaping products is unknown and is continued to be assessed. Chemicals used for flavor in vaping products are used by food manufacturers to add flavor to their products. And although safe to eat, these ingredients have not been tested to see if they're safe to breathe in.
Oh, it is known. It is known. He's just guessing again, or just saying what has been misinformation has been given. Basically, propylene glycol is used in I'm asthmatic myself as well as being a vapor. Propylene glycol is actually used in the delivery of inhaling goods for people with asthma. If you take an inhaler, the delivery system is basically the liquid propylene glycol. They've actually done tests on it years ago. We've got a lot of mice together. Don't know how many. Some in a box, some in a box. One of it they pump smoke through from a cigarette. The one they put through propylene glycol. And it actually proved that it actually improved lung capacity of the mice who are inhaling the propylene glycol. And vegetable glycerin is basically very similar to vegetable oil. Long-term exposure to vegetable glycerin, there's no evidence that it's dangerous whatsoever. Tell me there's amount of chefs out there that are working with all of these oils and are constantly getting surrounded by oil vapor as they're frying stuff and whatever. You tell me they're getting ill. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. If that was the case, they'd ban cooking with oils.
The next is about nicotine salt formulations, which you probably never heard of. Nicotine salts are a relatively recent innovation where nicotine is combined with an organic acid to create a formulation that's less harsh than regular e-liquid. This means users can vape higher concentrations of nicotine and consume less e-liquid in the process, giving them high nicotine blood concentrations in relatively short periods of time. This increases the risks of nicotine exposure, including the risk of nicotine dependence, particularly among young non-smokers.
Again, go on that. Using nicotine is dangerous. Nicotine generally. All in products, nicotine patches, nicotine gum, nicotine sprays to get off cigarettes. A certain percentage of people use nicotine, or vaping, especially to get themselves off cigarettes and slowly win themselves off vaping as well. So he's talking cack again.
The next is nicotine poisoning. Vaping liquid containing nicotine is poisonous, particularly to young children. Even in small amounts, vaping liquid containing nicotine can be harmful if swallowed or absorbed through the skin. There have actually been fatalities caused by children swallowing vaping liquid.
Yes, there has been fatalities, but because of that, they've also put restrictions in place where you have to put safety warnings on the liquid, on the bottles, say how much nicotine is on it, and keep away from children. And then once you find out, when you get these bottles, they're actually all child protected safety locks on the lids. So that would only happen if you left your liquor nuke and left the bottle open, which most responsible people wouldn't. And tell me the more deaths are coming because of electric cigarettes, no matter if you gone into smoking again. the amount of houses years ago, since we've got more furniture now, it isn't as flammable, but the amount of people that used to burn houses down and burn their families to death for falling asleep with a cigarette in the hand is 10 times or a million times more than people would be ingesting it.
The next fact is about overheating batteries. Now, most vaping devices use electrical power from a battery to heat a liquid solution. Lithium-ion batteries in vaping devices can pose a hazard if they're not properly stored, carried, and charged. Although uncommon, some defective batteries and vaping products have caused fires and even explosions.
Nope. The only times that has happened has been with cheap copied cigarette batteries or mechanical mods. A mechanical mod is a metal tube with battery in it. You press the button on the bottom, it completes the contact, the circuit, so it fires at the wire. They're potentially quite dangerous. I agree with that. I don't like mechanical mods. I personally think they should be taken off the market. That's my personal view, because it's more education. When someone buys one of these devices, mechanical mod, they should be educated about how to use it. If they're not educated about how to use it, we shouldn't be sold. Or just get rid of them. But it's only them devices, the ones with potential blow up. The regulated ones like the ones I use, that wouldn't happen.
Secondhand vapor. Although secondhand vapor contains far fewer chemicals than secondhand smoke, it's still not harmless, and the health effects from secondhand vapor are still unknown. There's even some evidence that e-cigarette use increases the level of nicotine and other chemicals on indoor surfaces. And the final fact is the unknown risks. The long-term health impacts of vaping are unknown, so simply put, why risk it?
Why risk it? What, coming off cigarettes and going and vaping? Basically, the chemicals that are in it are next to harmless. The long-term, I agree, the long-term effects aren't known, but what would you rather have? Would you rather be smoking and inhaling like 3,000 dangerous chemicals, cancer-creating chemicals inside your body, or 3 that are potentially harmless? And it's going on like it's the new fucking vaping's the devil, basically. Yeah, it's a lot, like I said at the beginning, I think it's just a lot of misinformation. He's been fed these half-truths, and he's not done any research himself. He's lazy. And to say that this, I'm not going to say his name because it's embarrassing for him. Right, that's that. I've reacted to that video. As a person who vapes, who used to smoke heavily, spends for 30-40 a day, who's actually very recently lost relatives to lung cancer because of smoking, I found this video extremely, I wouldn't say disturbing, but upsetting, because it's doing just as much harm. More harm than good, basically. Putting people off an item or something that could potentially save millions of lives per year, rather than go out and carry on smoking and potentially die from lung-related diseases. I mean, I've had multiple relatives, like I said before, pass away due to smoking. My father died from pneumonia because he had weak lungs because he was a heavy smoker 10 years ago. And just this year, lost my brother over the Christmas period from lung cancer. So stuff like this is, to me, absolutely fucking astoundingly bad and harmful to people. They should be waving the flag for vaping, say it's a brilliant item. It could potentially save millions of lives, so people don't have to suffer like people have close to me as well. This is why I feel like I needed to do this video. Usually I'll just like skip past stupid videos like that. I'm not taking much notice. But I saw this morning. I wasn't even going to do a video today, but I really needed to get this off my chest and react to this pile of dog shit. Anyway, that's enough for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please press a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you receive a notification every single time I release a video. This has been Brian LTJ. See you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.